Hello guys, welcome to another video of Age of Empires 4. This time we have in the color red playing as the French, it is Best Muhodo. I believe he's from Poland. Very good player. Almost 2000 elo, 1.9 something. His opponent playing as the Mongols in the color blue, it is Distancia Segura, also known as Safety Distance, also known as Vortex. Welcome everybody to another Age of Empires 4 casted game. I just finished an interview with Vortex. Had a lot of topics to discuss. I put a video on my channel, but it is in Spanish. I did put the subtitles there. I know it's not the best experience, but I thought it will be very natural for me since I'm a Spanish speaker from my hometown. And he also is from Spain. It makes a lot of sense to me to have the interview in Spanish. It will be very weird to have it on English, to be honest. But I did put the subtitles. And man, I completely regret doing this in the sense that I didn't know that putting subtitles was so much work. Because at the beginning, I get, the automatic translation that usually most of the programs have. And it was like, well, what is this? It's like, I need to do one line by line, translate it. It's like, oh man, it took so many hours. And by the time I was like 3 hours, I was like halfway the video and I was like, oh my god, I regret this. But if you already do 3 hours, you can do more, right? Now look at Vortex. You can already tell he's a Mongol enjoyer. The first thing he does when he goes with a can is to actually attack the mining camp. And there you go, Best Muhodo deletes the mining camp, but all for nothing because Vortex already attacked the mining camp. And what happens is that when you attack the mining camp, before it's destroyed, the Mongols still get the bounty. And we're gonna see a classic tower rush. This matchup is really hard for French. It's really hard for French. For the sole fact that basically you get the gold denied. And it's a very spawn dependent map. In his case, 2 gold veins, 3 gold veins are in the front of his base. However, he also have 1 in the back of his base. So he's kind of lucky for now. Normally, what you do in these cases is play as the French, as the, from the Temu factory. Just go with horsemen or even some infantry until you can get the gold back. Because there's very little you can do about this. The Mongols obviously were nerfed, like now producing spearmen. I believe it costs a little bit more. Either that or I think the Uvu does give less stun per minute. I would love the Uvu to actually give more stun depending on which age you are. Like in the Dark Age is fine. It looks like there was a villager pool here. Gonna cancel the outpost. Gonna build it again. Nice try. That's one of the things you can do. You can... If you have the wood for it, you can build your own outpost. And build it before the opponent builds it. Or you can just pull all the villagers and try your best to snipe this villager or take down the outpost. But definitely there is gonna be some damage either way. But in any case, I feel like I would love to see the Mongols get more stun for each age. It feels like in Dark Age and Feudal Age it's okay, but Castle Age and Imperial Age not so much. Unless you have the trade going, of course. Looks like gonna be grabbing all those villagers just to start torching that outpost. Is he gonna take it down? Looks like it. Cancels the outpost, but with a very low HP, they lost a lot of wood here, and Vortex won't be able to build the outpost yet. French, on the other hand, still has some gold in the back. We don't know if Vortex knows about this. He does know about the gold in the back. So even if he denies this gold, he can still go for the gold here. And most likely we're gonna see some knights soon. At the same time, Silver Tree is a very good map for trade. Has a can put a silver tree around here, and all these traders will go in the edge of the map. That's the beauty of it. Will go to the edge of the map. Very safe trade. Not only that, you have a lot of natural walls that, because of the Mongols, you don't really have this kind of walls at your favor, but having those natural tree lines that are covering your path, that's actually very good for you. Alright, so it looks like Vortex will go back without a tower rush. Looks like so far I will say it's a good start for best Muhodo. However, he did lose 2 villagers in this attempt. That's already very worth it for Vortex. However, you know, the French produce villagers faster, so in that sense he's still ahead. It's just you know, it's a loss is a loss, right? Especially early on, losing to villagers is not good. But in any case, because you're playing French, it's more forgiving. So we're gonna really say he was it was not that bad for him. Not that bad. Looks like stable. Gonna go up for Vortex. Now, if you have seen Vortex in other tournaments, you know that his style is very aggressive from very early on. Like, he likes to put a lot of pressure, attack whenever he can. So he has a good sense of when to attack and when he can close some games, which is really hard to do because you need to imagine how's the situation of the player, and that's something really hard to do because you don't have vision over the map. You don't know. We can see the stats here. We can see how many military units he have, how many economic units, but we don't have statistics on when you play from in the game. Just observer mode. That's why we know about these things. But as players, you usually don't have any idea of that. So it looks like Vortex will go here to the gold, trying to deny the gold for some time, but the Royal Knight's already here, and even against 2 Keshiks, Royal Knight's still very good, especially when those archers are doing some DPS on the back. Keshik gonna have to pull back for the moment. Not gonna be able to lose it for now, however, there is no way for the Keshik to heal themselves unless they start, you know, torching some walls. Very nice wall, very cheap. Walls coming up for our French friend. Gonna be able to be very safe, only protecting this area. However, there is a problem he needs to be taken care of. And I believe as soon as you have the walls, it's a little bit easier for you. Otherwise, it's just really hard when you're getting harassed and you're going to attack and you're getting attacked at the same time. It's just really, it's a lot of multitasking. And I'm sure these guys have a lot of skills on that. But in any case, you always want your walls here. And this was a big nerf. These walls are taking quite a lot of times lately. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new patch. Personally, I love it. It has some mixed reviews actually. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people love it. It's kind of like the other 2 streams, right? Some people love it, some people hate it. But as someone who plays very defensively, I feel like this wall update was very necessary. Very necessary. I feel like the defender's advantage is bigger in Age of Empires 4 than the attacker's one. So definitely it was a necessary nerf. I believe so. But anyway, archer range coming up for Vortex. He's gonna start mixing some archers. One of the best units you can have in the field age, and looks like this knight is gonna be able to take down some villagers here. Spearman arrive on time. Vortex not gonna be losing that villager, not today, sir. At the same time, Keshiks go here, but he didn't manage to kill any villager as well. It's like the knight gonna get spotted and knight goes down. Unfortunately, the only knight he has to harass the trade post. Like Vortex just keep massing Keshiks. Apparently his plan is just to use those Keshiks for mobility and wait until we have enough archers to actually make something out of it. This double production is so good very early on. It is so good. You can mass up a lot of units very fast with that stone. Especially archers. Archers, one of the best units for the Mongols. I know that you should be going for Keshiks, right? Because you're a Mongol player. But if you really think objectively about the value of the archers against the Keshiks, the archers are... Sorry, the Mangudai. The archers are way more valuable. In terms of resources, you can get more of them. You lose a little bit of mobility, but they are stronger. As they are less annoying for sure. If you have fight against Mangudai, you know how annoying they are. I don't know what happened there. I hear a charge, but not from the blue player. Wolf gonna be working for the French in undercover. Slow but steady, taking the life of these traders. Meanwhile, Vortex already there with a decent mass of archers and Keshiks. Actually has more Keshiks compared to the knights of the opponent, so he should be fine taking this fight. The spearmen already there for best Muhodo. Gonna be trying to defend from those Keshiks. Now the good thing is he does have the gold in the back, and he says, "Yes, sir. This is my savings account. This is just like just in case. I want to mine enough gold here until it becomes really hard." I love how this map is very easy to wall. I feel like the French is super safe in his base. Very safe. And can I tell you how much I love this biome? This desert biome is so damn nice to look at. I miss it. We didn't have it last season. It's like night. Gonna be taking down a couple of traders actually. Villager pretending to be working. Wall is not gonna get completed, unfortunately. Archers arrive on time. And now the French is in a very strange situation where should I build like spearmen? Should I build knights? And to me, building spearmen doesn't make much sense at this moment. Because the opponent already have a lot of archers. And knights do very well against Keshiks. Just because they are better, right? So in a way you are fighting like the same unit composition, but your units are better. But you know what? One thing to consider is that Keshiks are cheaper, so you can mass more of them. So in most situations, Mongols will have more knights than you, because knights are more expensive. Looks like very nice raid coming for best Muhodo here. Taking down a lot of villagers. Vortex not realizing. Looks like he was trying to do another raid here. And a lot of villagers went down here. Even this one is gonna... It's not gonna get back alive. No textiles for Vortex so far. One of the things he loves to do is not researching textiles. Meanwhile, gate and finish, unfortunately. And looks like so far, I like the position of the French, to be honest. Knights is a better unit. And meanwhile, the trade, he has lost quite a lot of units. Trade only 8 traders so far. It's not so much of a threat, but there isn't a point in the game where you can't ignore it. But looks like our French player does have now a lot of units to deal with this. Way more units than Vortex. Vortex losing quite a lot of units very early on. It's like the wall is gonna get finished here. Very defensive stuff. Love it. This is one of the reasons I also like Age of Empires 4 a lot compared to other RTS. The defense is a big part of the game. And a lot of people love that. The fact that you can build walls, you can build towers, you can feel safe in your own base. Looks like we have a big fight here. plenty of archers for our French player, taking down most of the units of Vortex. Vortex losing quite a lot of units at this point in the game. Very, very rough situation. Without those units, he won't be able to protect the trade. Without the trade, he will get behind. Very brave knight there. Looks like the Trinity unit composition is working for the French player. At the same time, looks like there was a raid happening here. And Vortex back to 7 archers, 7 Keshiks. Very rough situation. Very, very rough. The thing that is still... it's basically forcing the French player to he cannot finish the game is because he does have trade. And if he stops doing some damage now, and let's say he decides to do a sharp or something, the trade is gonna get out of hand. For some reason, French lost a lot of units here. Looks like the fight got here when there were not enough Keshiks, and archers didn't have any unit to defend them, and the French lost quite a lot of archers. Quite a lot of archers. Looks like both players back to square one, where they just need to build more units once again. Back from 40 something military units to 18, something around 20. And say Vortex very, very safe with the pastures, not going out in the map like fully committed to get those natural resources. He's like, you know what? There's a French player out there. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna grab some food under my base. And Vortex is stopping producing units. Both players wants to age up. French player obviously already there with the age up. It's gonna be the guild hall. Meanwhile, a couple of horsemen just taking down quite a lot of traders actually. We're talking about 15 economic units that have been gone down for Vortex. And it's funny because he's also wants to age up, but he never stops the pressure with the Mongol. He's always like there in your base. And when you're aging up, that's also one of the most vulnerable times for you. This single horseman have got a lot of value here. A little bit of a greedy follow to following that trader until the end of the world. That was personal. There were so many traders around there that are not around the outpost. You have to go to that one. Meanwhile, Vortex going with a cool tie with 12 villagers already finishing. Superior mobility already researched. It has a Nuvu somewhere. I don't see the Uvu so far. Am I blind? I mean, it was here, obviously. Anyway. Looks like Vortex will go once again into the same base. Classic Keshiks healing themselves from taking down the wall. And veteran Keshiks are already there. Veteran Royal Knights also there as well. Not enough numbers with the Royal Knights. Now, Best Muhodo is training one of the best units in the game. They do have quite a lot of defense. You do research the upgrade. Albert Trier, melee armor +5. That's quite a lot. One of the best crossbows in the game. Deals very good with this. Deals very good with this. Now the Gulta is here, so obviously all these units are stronger. They do have extra attack, and they heal every second, so that's something to keep in mind. It's funny how Vortex just doesn't care about just attacking next to the enemy base. It's just like continue to push and he doesn't care if he has like enough units. It's gonna, you gotta push with what you have. Yeah, that's mainly his philosophy. This is what we have, and we go for it. So far, I haven't seen the Ubu, because there are very important upgrades that you can get there. And looks like now he's getting inside with those archers and Keshiks. Looks like he's pulling back for now. Kurultai, as always, stay there forever. And there you go, the Ubu is here. So, very, very important upgrades. Superior mobility. Not improved version. Not gonna worth it, I believe. This one is really cool. Like additional damage for the torch damage. It's really, really cool. Meanwhile, the French are already getting quite a lot of upgrades. +2 range attack coming soon. And so does the Mongol player. As well as the extra Keshik upgrade. Extra attack speed. That'll be a little bit better. Because the Keshik is like a fake knight, you know. It's not a bad unit, but you cannot compare it to the French knight. And it looks like best Muhodo now will go there with a pure infantry composition. One of the best compositions in the games. Crossbows, spearmen. So he still will use the knights to harass. Plenty of traders going down. How many traders so far Vortex has? 19 traders. So he has lost a lot. But the trade starts to be... starts paying off for now. Definitely. More archers going down here, and looks like more Keshiks will arrive to the base. We're just getting quite a lot of value from burning everything. Knights is still being annoying. Just a couple of Keshiks to deal with that. Outposts already here. No Yam network yet. So these units are not gonna be faster. And while the French are already there with the big gold vein. You see the texture change? Oh my god, what's going on with my computer these days? Since I updated the driver, something happened. All my games, all of them, were like in minimum graphics. All of them, no exception. And I had to change all the settings back then. Now I'm afraid of updating the graphics. Beautiful walls coming for red. Except that it takes a long time. You can see it's very, very... These guys are like... It's okay, buddy, it's okay. We're just going through to the other side. You're forgiven. I love the walls. But there's this unit here that it's... I love this Mongol style. Improved siege engineering allows you to build trebuchets, which are weaker, you know, but still a trebuchet. They do have a lot of range. And guess what? There are no sprinkles anymore. And Vortex already have 33 archers, 19 Keshiks. Very, very strong army. Not only that, he has a Kurultai. He has it in the wrong place, but he still has it. And now, Mongol, go to save the day. Is the Mongol enough? The Mongol does quite a lot of damage here. It is quite a lot of damage for sure. And meanwhile, Trebuchet is still making damage on the back. Looks like Keshik numbers are decreasing by quite a lot. We're talking about 3 Keshiks left. It's only archers, no frontline left for Vortex. But the good thing is, these archers, if he actually targets the Mongol, he can actually take it down. Yeah, look at the damage the Mongol is getting from those archers. And because those added tier, they are very good against melee with the upgrade. They're not really good against archers. It's not a very good trade for him. Kurultai finally gonna get deployed. Springle emplacements in this outpost. This is one of the classics Mongol siege. It's, you know, like this view here. And your opponent, you just camp here because you have a lot of outposts. And you just wait there. You just wait there. Keep already here. The problem is, these trebuchets are taking down everything. That keep is not a problem. That keep is not a problem at all. So Vortex is changing for Horseman, meanwhile, best Muhodo switching for Horseman as well. It's like, you know what? That's a lot of archers. I'm gonna go for some Horseman myself. And some Man-at-Arms are in the mix. These already have all the range armor. So they're gonna be very, very tanky. Mongol also there as well. It's like another trebuchet. It's gonna get built here on the field. At this point, best Muhodo needs to deal with this, because it is getting out of hand. It's like it's a lot of archers, a lot of outposts already there with emplacements here. So it is getting out of hand for sure. Town center gonna go down, and a slow but steady Vortex taking down all the landmarks of the French player. Kurultai deployed, and looks like best Muhodo will now go for it. Mongol is also being built by Vortex. 2 Mongols actually. And looks like finally he's gonna go there, but he sees the Mongol. Keshik's gonna be in the front line. The French Mongol arriving as well, but looks like Keshik's gonna try to take it down. French Mongol goes down, and very little front line for the French player. Just Vortex just camping around those outposts, and slow but steady takes down the keep. Now he's gonna take down probably the other landmark, or maybe gonna start with the production. No more blacksmith for you, my friend, even though he has already all the upgrades. That's the beauty of those trebuchets. It's so annoying because now there's no sprinkles. You just need to go with your units and just protect. Couple of Mongols just trying to do some damage against those adept here. Crossbows back to 23 units. Those this siege is untouchable. This siege is untouchable, guys. Well played by these two guys. Already our French player, already too much pressure from the Mongols. I put a link in the description where you can follow these players, and I'll see you in the next one.